Hello and welcome to another The Next Web conversation, and today we're talking about how much funding a startup really needs. Now that's a bit of a broad question, and there are a million different ways you could take it, but we're kind of talking about how much is too much, and what do startups actually need. So John, you work with a lot of very green startups who just starting out on their road to hopefully success. I suppose this must be an issue that comes up quite a lot.
Yes, because at the end of the day, most startups want more, and sometimes actually having too much can actually be detrimental to startups at a very early stage.
So, Christina, I just want to bring up something here. It's a web page of something that's kind of pertinent in a way to this. It's something called the Startup Genome Project. So this was doing the rounds a couple of months ago, and it was an attempt to turn entrepreneurship into a science, really, by really specifying different stages of startups and how much funding ranges different startups at different stages and different kinds of startups needed. And so it was very much about making hard data out of what a lot of people have always said is much more of an art. I mean, is it possible to make entrepreneurship and funding into a science, Christina?
Probably not, but we can probably get a little closer than we are right now. And I think the Startup Genome Project and things like it are really fascinating. Some of this comes from a kind of data background and being really compelled by numbers and what they can show. But of course, the danger there is the Startup Genome Project has done, I think, a better job than anyone at bringing together a bunch of data about a bunch of companies, both successes and failures, and analyzing that. But at the end of the day, this is still a pretty rarefied environment, and sample sizes are small, which means you just don't have a lot of data points. And so if you're trying to kind of measure anything off of them, you don't have a whole lot of examples. And then there's just so many factors in there that are hard to measure. So I think, are you measuring correctly, or you don't kind of know the idiosyncrasies, or they can't be captured in whatever form or survey you're doing. So because I think things like Startup Genome Project are kind of fascinating intellectually and a great starting point, but probably not the like end-all be-all of entrepreneurship or entrepreneurship education. But really great effort.
And I imagine, obviously, with Union Square Ventures, obviously come into contact with a lot of startups. Do you find them tending to be wanting to go for too much money? What they need?
Well, too much is tough, right? Because I think the other thing about raising a lot of money, besides kind of burning through it, which investors don't like, and investors probably dislike more than entrepreneurs do, for obvious reasons, is that a lot of money comes with a dilution, right? All the money that's raised, it comes with a cost, and it's a cost as a percentage of the company. And so when founders decide to raise a bunch of money relative to their kind of valuation, and say a bunch in this market, probably more than, they're selling more than 35 or 40% of their company up front, they're really selling too much. They're kind of selling too much. They're not owning enough of the company. And kind of preserving that value for them, because at the end of the day, they're the ones working day in and day out to make that a success. So you want to preserve as much of that value as possible.
So too much can be just losing control of your company, or not keeping enough of it to make a decent amount of money out of it when you do actually get an exit. Well, thanks a lot, John and Christina. Thank you very much.